This is exactly right.
I'm Babs Gray, and it's a good day when you find out it isn't your Backstreet Boy that's into QAnon.
I'm Brandy Posey, and I can assure you these skeleton gloves are strictly professional.
I'm Tess Barker, and if food is bad for you, it should taste good.
Mm-hmm. And this is Lady to Lady.
Can you keep a secret?
Neither can we.
Hello! We got Barbara, Brandy, and of course Big Tess. We got a show for everyone that's the fucking best. Come on, baby. It's time to hang out with your favorite ladies. Ladies and ladies. Ladies and ladies.
Oh my gosh, you guys, we're here!
We
Yay.
did it! Oh my God, we made it through the road trip. We got all the snacks. We have arrived. We are on exactly right.
Absolutely.
So excited.
The last episode of the podcast. We did it. We're at the very end. We're all done.
We're doing one episode on exactly right, and that's
Blam.
it. We're so excited to be on the network, and we're so excited to have our first guest, co-host of the My Favorite Murder podcast, Karen Kilgariff.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Those are the...
Oh, my God. You guys shipped in children for me? Thank
Yeah,
you.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have
Yeah.
a tiny drawer of them.
Yeah.
It's a subscription service.
The cutest little children cheering for me.
Yeah.
Yay.
Where we checked their we did the COVID test up their noses before recording too. Every single time.
Good.
And it's
That
great
wasn't
'cause you-
cheering.
'cause
It was
you're-
crying.
Yeah, you're just like got your nose, and then that means you tested it. You know, it's a whole
Their
yeah,
nasal cavity.
Yeah.
But if you took their nose away, could you get COVID? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh,
I think so.
Yeah, because
Okay.
all the, what do they call
all
those
connected.
things? The,
Droplets?
all the droplets would go further without
Yeah.
the nasal
all right.
cavity.
We don't need
All
droplet
right.
talk. No
trying to-
droplet talk.
Just trying to figure it out.
That's fair. That's valid, Babs.
I'm not a scientist. We're getting to the bottom of it.
Thanks for sitting through our theme song. We decided to bring back on Zoom. We're playing the theme songs in person again, and it's really fun because we're really just holding the guest hostage while they listen to bad songs that we've made.
It's kind of, it's my favorite part of podcasting is when the guest doesn't know when to come in and makes weird noises or says one word or fucks up the intro. I do it every time where I'm just like, wait, you just said a thing. I need to say the thing. I don't care if anyone said my name before.
Totally. Well, and the songs on Zoom really add another special level because it's also us like all kind of dancing but not looking at the screen because it would be weird to make
That
eye
would be
contact
awkward.
with you
If we
while
stared each
dancing.
other dead in the eyes.
That'd be
Yeah.
too
Yeah, that
Silence
can't-
of the Lambs, where it's just like dancing right
And
into the
I
camera.
say that as a person who's been to both a silent disco and one of those like 7 a.m. dance parties that we went to. So
Yeah.
Ooh.
I actually can't believe I've only been to half of that with you.
Brandy's been to both.
I've been to both because the silent disco was at a Taco Bell influencer house.
What did it smell like there? Bad? Pretty bad?
You know what it's like.
It smelled like a combination of beef, cheese, and lettuce in each room.
And
Yeah.
some kind of like Geo for men. Some kind of bad cologne.
Yeah. There was a Mountain Dew Blast cologne for men.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh my gosh. A Baja Blast. It's the only thing that takes me to Taco Bell. I love it. It's my favorite soda. It was like they rented this house in Silver Lake to like roll out the grillers. Remember the grillers, which are now off the menu.
I just love the idea. You know, that was like a 2-year project. There was a project manager about the grillers rollout.
Yeah.
Like there were so many serious meetings, I'm sure, about this party.
They had a meeting at Taco Bell where they were like, how can we compete with 7-Eleven? They've got those rollers. We need to go up against the rollers. We need a food that's circular and that can get stuck on some kind of round grill all day long.
Yeah, exactly.
but can have its like coagulated grease kind of showcased by the lighter above said rollers.
Yes.
I mean, that is the thing about 7-Eleven is I guess you don't get that as much because when you're going to a fast food place, it's all hidden back there. But 7-Eleven, they're like, no, we're displaying it.
Yeah.
We want you to see every inch of this shiny hot dog.
Look at what you're picking. Look at it.
Frankly, I respect their transparency.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I like to know that pizza has been there for hours. Thank you so much. I will still buy it anyway because I have depression. Thank you.
I remember remember when I went to buy a pizza there once, and the guy like didn't even tell me not to. He just did this little like shake of the head, like he was
Almost like he knows the camera's on him and he can't say the words out loud. He's just like,
it was like someone had a gun to his back. He was just like,
don't do it.
don't do it.
What if he?
So
what
did you do it?
I did it, of course.
You still did.
She can't be told. Barbara Gray cannot be told.
Absolutely
I can
not.
eat anything. I am a garbage disposal. I was like, you think this is going to take me down? Absolutely not.
But what if he was trying to tell you he's the one? He's like, I keep rubbing that on the front of my pants. Like he's trying to tell you he's the one. That's
Again, not
been
a
there.
deal breaker. That's,
Only
Is it
a
a
plus.
clean uniform?
Yeah.
I really think he was trying to like be kind to me and be like, as a person who's been here for the past
Sounds
6 to
like
8
it.
hours,
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
you should do this. And I was just like, this is ageism. I will eat this pizza. I don't care how old it is.
Honestly, frankly, I'm impressed that your 7-Eleven worker cared that much. Our 7-Eleven, Tess and I live near each other. It changed over to new owners about a year ago, and now it's just run by
There goes the neighborhood.
Apathetic
Yeah.
teenagers are running our
Yeah.
Sev. And
We used to have a
Oh.
great staff. We used to have
Yeah.
a really solid team over there. And
yeah,
gone
now
now.
that teens are on their phone, they don't care.
I love it when like a big chain says under new management, because you're like, what? What happened over here? It's a 7-Eleven.
I don't come here for the customer service. It's never been a part of it. You make me serve myself in almost every capacity. Don't worry about the management.
Yeah, you'll see those big banners outside one, and it's like, what was happening before? Oh God, I don't want to know.
You're still not going to
Carl's
let
gone.
me use the bathroom, right? So who cares?
Exactly.
All
are you going to change the way you hand me back my change for my 5 Gatorades, 3 string cheeses, and a candy bar? Like, whatever. Okay. I will say, I've talked about this before, but I love 7-Eleven. It's honestly one of my favorite stores, period. It makes me feel so safe. Like, wherever you are in this great nation, like if you can find a Sevi, you're going to be all right. Like it has it's like a first aid kit for America.
True. Yes.
Yeah, it's like if Starbucks did a lot of Molly is what 7-Eleven is. It's kind of what it feels like.
I mean, I feel like 7-Eleven's been around before Starbucks, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Because we had a 7-Eleven near my grammar school, and it was a school rule you were not allowed to go to 7-Eleven. So I was just like, breaking this rule in 5, 4, 3, and going in there was it was like, because it was forbidden, it was like every sense was heightened, and every item, you had every item memorized. What I love is, since say I was in junior high, they have really developed the jerky aisle and the jerky gummy aisle, where that
Yes.
used to almost not exist. Like maybe you got some at the end of the aisle as like the specialty, Slim Jims hanging down in a row. But now it's almost like they're trying to say, oh, for all of you vegans or all of you people that like care about your carbs, come around the corner from like all the different kinds of Snickers, and you can get, I don't know, peanuts. Imagine.
They're like, do you like to chew but you're tired of gum? Well, have we got...
they have you.
Well, come to aisle 3.
I have to say, my boyfriend, I was talking to him about gummy candies, and I was like, peach gummies, and he didn't know what they were, and it was like a weird moment.
What?
Yeah.
Where's he from?
No.
Yeah, where's he from?
He's from upstate New York.
Rochester. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
They for sure have peaches in Rochester.
They
I
absolutely
know,
do.
it weirded me. It was one of those things where you're like, did we grow up in like an alternate universe? How do you not know what peach gummies are?
Do you prefer the O's or like the solid ones that are like little rocks you could skip across a pond?
Solid.
The solid ones
Solid.
taste
Yeah,
a
the
little
solid
better.
I like an O. I grew up on O's.
Oh, this is some West Coast, East Coast shit. Okay. Got
This
it.
is, you know what it is? There's a tactile. I do love both, because peach is kind of my favorite gummy candy flavor. The Haribo kind, which are the solid ones, are just like, the first time I had that, I was just like, may I speak to the chef? But but those rings, it's like you're eating a truly, like you're eating plastic, which is part of what I'm in it for in the whole gummy area, because but when I was in 6th grade, I got a Hello Kitty pen and pencil set with these erasers that smelled like fruit, but it was like they smelled so good that I would just hold them under my nose like all day, like the weirdest girl in class. And my fantasy, and then sometimes I would bite on them if nobody was around. And my fantasy was, why doesn't Hello Kitty come out with erasers you can eat? And then truly, like that year, gummy candy was shipped to America. It's like in '82, where I was like, oh my God, my dreams, I'm manifesting. So I feel like gummy rings are really going into that area of like, you're probably not supposed to eat this, but you can.
They feel very plasticky, yeah.
Because
Very
just the flat part, you could at least kind of operate under the assumption that it's a dried fruit. You know, a circular O that resembles a binder sticker. Your brain has no illusions about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has the mouthfeel of a keychain.
Yeah. It's like Florida 86, but you're eating it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, while we're on the topic of this, in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, is that the name of the movie? I always, it's like Charlie, whatever. There's a few
anyway,
varieties.
we know what you're talking about.
The original
movie. Yeah.
What did you guys want to eat the most? Like, what was
the wallpaper. The wallpaper.
But you only licked the wallpaper, so you just wanted to taste the wallpaper?
Yeah, well, I think it's kind of what you were talking about, Karen, of like I always like scratch and sniff stuff was like that for me. Like I always wanted to eat my scratch and sniff markers and stuff like that. So to me, the wallpaper was like the closest thing to that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I think I always, when he has that buttercup when they're in the chocolate room, and he drinks out of it, he drinks it and then he bites it.
And then he bites it. That's it.
That's really
that
good.
was totally it for me, Barb, too. Where the first time I saw him do that and the look on his face, I was just like, could you imagine if you could eat teacups? Like in the weirdest, like as if that was what I'd been dreaming of all my life. Or just like, you don't even drink tea. Why are you this excited?
Sometimes something just needs to click for you, and you're like, I didn't even know I wanted that.
Yeah.
And now that's all I want.
And now I buy things I don't want or need all the time.
yeah, hooray.
Pure imagination.
Yeah. Yeah, the chocolate lazy river was like a constant thought in my head at all times. I was like, ooh, if I could just tube through that and just
I guess you could just be in a tube and then have like straws on either side.
If you guys want to go in a river that looks like that, just go up to Central California.
Very fair.
Yeah, Stockton, Sacramento, they have a lot of rivers that look like that. I remember watching that though and being like, when Augustus Gloop goes into that river and he's like splashing around and gets sucked in the tube, I'm like, that's not chocolate. That's water. That's like
it's very watery.
It's so watery that I was just like, that's not even a good chocolate river. Where it's like, I think just to abate my jealousy a little bit, I was just like, it's not what you're dreaming it is. So don't be that jealous of Augustus Gloop dying in chocolate right now.
All right, like I like the fact that this kid ends up getting suctioned up into a tube, and you still had to quell your jealousy.
I was just like, okay, this is another weird fantasy / fetish I didn't know I had. Just work through it. Calm down.
I think that movie unlocked a lot for a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
Can I just say, let's talk about every scene, but
Yes.
when there was something that really happened to me when I saw the 4 grandparents in one bed, and I don't know what, if it was discussed. I don't know it, like attraction, repulsion. I'm not sure, but it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. It was also like, please tell me what happened. Did it happen to all of them at once? Like, was it a terrible car accident? Are they fucking lazy as hell? Like, how are grandparents just laying in bed all day facing each other? Then it's like they're also married to each other, but then in the same bed with another couple. Like, everything about that was titillating, horrifying. Like, what, this is a fantasy world that's gone wrong.
You don't think about that often, but they were their in-laws. They were
It was very kinky. Very
was.
kinky. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It wasn't that big of a bed. I was just like, do they sleep? Is this just like they don't have a couch? I had 1,000 questions.
I think it was just that's all they could afford. But then there's a really like anti-Grandpa Joe movement online because there's
taking down a notch. Yeah.
People have tried to cancel Grandpa Joe because when
It's literally a fucking Roald Dahl character.
God damn you fucking assholes.
But no, because when Charlie shows up with the chocolates, all of a sudden Joe can fucking walk for the first time in like 30 years.
Yes.
Everyone's like, this guy could have worked. Fuck them. They're making him and his mom work all the time. In the meanwhile, he could obviously get out of that bed anytime he wanted. So it's a whole thing. And also, he's the one who like fucks it up for them in the factory
Oh, in the factory, too.
When he goes
He does.
into the the birth
Yeah,
thing,
sorry.
but-
I'm sorry, Grandpa Joe is human. A. B. Do you know anything about inspiration? Where if you're depressed and you have no inspiration, then suddenly an 8-year-old comes in and he's like, I want a fucking contest. You're like, oh my God, I'm digging it out of somewhere. Like, he's a human being, everybody.
Exactly. That'll be like, oh, I'm gonna back in the before time when I'd be like, I'm gonna stay in tonight and just watch reality TV, and then I find out about an event that has like open bar or free food.
Yes.
Suddenly, guess who can
That's
get
true.
dressed?
Guess who can dig it out? Yeah,
I
completely.
think my biggest Grandpa Joe moment personally I can recall was I was about to show my boyfriend Friday Night Lights like for the first episode, and then I got a text saying Tommy Wiseau was at a party.
That was from me.
Oh yeah. It was Tess texting me that Tommy Wiseau was at a party, and I had that moment where I was like, I have to Grandpa Joe right now. Like I can't sit.
That's what it is. It's Grandpa Joeing.
Yeah.
But I just, to be totally honest, like the reason this is making me laugh so hard is because for the past like 8 years, I've been Grandma Josephining so hard where I'm just like, nothing's getting me off this couch / bed / weird sex thing with these other old people. I'm staying in. Good luck, everybody. I hope you love it because I'm staying
We've all
here.
regressed into Josephine. That's where we all are now. I
Absolutely.
think.
And I will say, I mean, I feel like there were entire years in my 20s where my friends and I were smoking so much pot that we Grandpa and Grandma Joe by default on a couch.
Yes.
Like it was just a sectional that we just didn't leave, and we would just Domino's would bring us what we needed.
Right. I mean, that part of it is the fantasy part for me, where it's just like, it would be just fun to lay in bed with your friends all day and just kind of let the world come to you if it chooses to. And then if not, you're just kind of in this little shitty house, chatting about the old days or whatever. Like, I don't know. It didn't seem that bad.
Can we get Postmates on the line to do a commercial for them about this? Like, hey, what if Grandpa
Oh
Joe,
my
what if
God.
they didn't get the ticket and they just ordered food until they died?
You know that is a video. Yeah, that's a commercial we're about to see for sure, where they somehow CGI them into something.
They're like,
Yeah.
who
I mean,
really won? Who really won that day? It's actually Grandpa George and Grandma Georgina.
I mean, just to play devil's advocate, Grandpa Joe, he got up, he had to get dressed. That was like a long day at the factory. He had to deal with all those other asshole kids.
Ugh.
The other 3, they got to nap,
Yep.
eat soup, hang out.
Yeah.
And they shared the money when they came home.
But yeah, they had
they,
to.
they still moved into the factory.
Yeah, they all
didn't
moved in
have to do
there.
anything.
That's right. That thruple, they still earned it, which is super unfair, but And
Life's not fair, Karen.
I would say this to the Grandpa Joe counselors is that although he did touch the side of the fizzy burping machine or whatever it's called and fuck things up, he did stand up to Willy Wonka. And like, here, this is wrong of you. I mean, that is such a great speech in that movie and such a great performance and such a great moment of like, to break a little boy's heart. You know what I mean? Like he really did. He Grandpa Joe'd himself throughout that tour and throughout that whole day. It was pretty.
Wait, is
pretty
Willy
inspiring.
Wonka really? Is it Grandpa Joe's story?
Hey,
Have we just been looking at it from the wrong perspective?
I
the
think
whole
it's obviously Veruca Salt's story, and it always has.
Oh
been.
yeah. Well, I'm going to be very candid. That is absolutely the character I relate to the most.
Oh, Tess, that's the most obvious statement I've ever heard in my life. You've always been a Veruca Salt.
Oh, like yeah. I have no patience. I mean, and for the most part, it's worked out like pretty well. I don't like live in an era where I need to have a lot of patience.
no, quite the opposite.
All right, we have to take a break, but should we tell Karen what the special thing that we did for joining exactly?
yes.
Oh yes.
Before we go to
Karen.
break, we found out that we could officially become ladies on the internet somehow. So
In what country?
Scotland.
Scotland.
So we
And
each
guess what website we found this on, Karen?
Scotland.com.
Goop. It was a Goop thing.
I forgot it was on Goop.
Shit.
Yeah, we bought ourselves Goop lady titles. We each own 3 meters of land in Scotland, and we were officially ladies.
Holy shit. You guys are marketing geniuses.
We wanted to come correct to exactly right.
Hell yeah, you better come correct.
So yeah, someday we will go there and do a show on those 9 meters of land.
Yeah, we each stand on our own respective meter.
To like stand on a chair and then someone gets on your shoulders and like
Exactly.
I clearly have no idea how big a meter is.
We're gonna find out. We will find out how big our parcels of land actually are.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we'll figure
It's
it out.
Congratulations to all 3 of you ladies.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Karen. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll take
guys.
a break.
Be right back. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Lady to Lady. I'm Brandy.
I'm Babs,
I'm Tess.
and we're here with Karen Kilgariff.
Hey.
Oh,
Hey.
All right, Karen, this is very exciting because we've been doing the podcast for a very long time, and we do like a fun little game with our guests in the second segment, and we decided to unveil a brand new game for you on this episode.
Great.
It's serious.
new game, new theme song. Let's roll.
World premiere. Bruh, bruh.
Business.
Please be advised.
Business questions.
Are we moving the needle?
We've got some business.
Pull up a chair. Would you like some water?
Business questions.
I don't know about that one.
Don't doubt business questions, please. That was
Thank you.
Beautiful.
I think it's a bop.
I love like Karen. You're like a legitimately really talented musician, and we're like, just a little something we put together.
But I have a song called Business Situation. So
Do you?
Oh my god!
I'm right
yes.
there with this whole theme. I'm about it.
Okay, perfect. I think we sensed
Get it.
that. We were like, Karen will be a good one to break the business.
What if we had just
cherry.
completely ripped it off and you were like, what the fuck?
You're doing like a cappella 4-part harmony where I'm like, this sounds familiar.
Okay, so yeah, we have some business related, / interview questions just to get to know our guests a little bit better. So how about you just tell us a little bit about yourself to start off with?
Great. Thanks so much for asking. Yeah. First of all, I'm really happy to be here. I'm glad we could all make this time work. Let's see. Definitely went to grammar school and junior high, and graduated. And then I went to high school, graduated, which was a really delightful experience. Went to Sacramento State University, flunked out after a year and a half. Thank you. I was really proud of that.
Great.
Parents felt good about it. I wasted tons of their money. I attempted to go to junior college after that many times and failed all of those times. And so then I basically I knew it was a perfect fit to not go to school anymore for me. And so what better way to celebrate my total inertia and laziness but to start stand-up comedy. So I did that. And, through a series of amazing events and happenstances, I got myself into the position of being a professional podcaster. So, there's some stories in between, but we only have 3 more hours in this interview. So I think that
You can save them for the second round. if you
okay,
will.
great.
Very impressive.
Perfect.
If she
Very
gets through,
impressive.
if she gets through.
If she gets through.
Yeah. Tell me your biggest weakness.
I guess my biggest weakness is how strong I am. The strength. Yeah. Strength.
Wow, I've
would
never
be-
heard that answer before.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow.
I know what kind of strength? Because I think I can squat, a decent amount of pounds, but what kind of strength?
I hate that word because it describes it perfectly.
Squat.
Yeah.
It's so dead on. And it's onomatopoeia. My strength comes in sheer volume of my voice, which is, I'm starting to learn over the years, not in my control. So I think that's great if I'm ever lost in a parking structure. I can solve that really quickly. And then do you see this fucking mosquito?
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, no.
I didn't get it.
Oh, no.
Other than that, I think, just kind of my dedication to never changing my mind or listening to others, I think is really the shape of my strength, I would say.
It is like,
great.
you know, I as a fellow loud person, big voice person, it is a weird moment where I think that thing about yourself where as I get older where I'm like, oh, these are just things about myself that I know might be annoying to other people and I just have to be okay with because
Yes.
this is not.
Yeah.
This is who I am.
Yeah, because you can't help it if you were just born a bit much.
Thank you. That's you.
Follow-up Lady Gaga song.
We're not saying that about you. We're saying it about ourselves.
I was born a bit much. 5, 6, 7, 8.
And a 1, and a 2, and a 3.
You know what's funny is I remember being somewhere and everybody, it was a job or some kind of thing where everybody else was very soft spoken. And I don't know why I was fucking there, but I was trying to, and I remember it dawned on me, and I was probably like in my mid to late 30s, that there were people who weren't raised with people in their house yelling from 4 rooms away. Like there was never not somebody, my dad was constantly like, turn off the bathroom light. Like there was always that I think I've told this story a ton of times, but my dad used to answer the phone, and when it would be for me, I'd be like, hello, and my friend would be like, oh, sorry, are you in trouble? And I'd be like, no, what are you talking about? It's just that my dad's like, hello, hold on a second. He's always yelling, always. So it took me a long time to realize that my loud girl status, although there were times where I was like, I wish I was shy or whatever. And then it just kind of like, sorry, it's like the way I was raised. It feels necessary to me.
Yeah. I have an interesting combination of both because my house was like a quiet house growing up, but my best friend across the street was a loud house. Like everyone yelled in her home. So whenever I'd go to her home, it was like a yelling home. And then I'd come back to mine and it was like a quiet, all the lights are off and it's dark. Like, and nobody's here home.
That's why you can go adapt to any situation, Brandy.
I'm a chameleon. I don't know who I am.
That's why if like anybody gets in fights, if I yell, it was very normal in my family because there was a lot of bullshit going on.
Yeah.
So like I'm like, oh, this is just something we come back from, but that's not how everyone acts, you know.
Yes.
So you don't know that, and I'm like, for me, this is just normal, but for a lot of people, it's not.
I also, on top of that, like I'm half deaf. So there's that. And then also like my siblings and I are essentially a pack of hyenas. Like we all have the same laugh and the same exact sense of humor. So when we laugh, it just becomes this chorus of jackals and we all just escalate each other. And I take that out to the real world with me. That's just how I operate.
Love it. And you don't adjust it. I mean, that is one of my first, when I think back to the time where you guys asked me to do the Lady to Lady live show, which is when I very first started doing stand-up again. And I was like, well, this is exciting. Like a live podcast. I had no idea what was going on or who you guys were or whatever. And like, first of all, when I first met you, I was just like, cool girls. Okay, good. Thank God. Like whatever. But then one of the first funny things that happened on stage and Tess started laughing and I was just like, holy shit. It was my favorite because the fact that you don't try to change it at all is my favorite thing. You're just like, no, this is what you're getting. The end.
Yeah. I don't care if it's the senior citizen talent show. Like I'm tap dancing and I'm bringing jazz hands and there will be more choreo.
Hell yes.
Like, yeah.
Thank you.
What was that show? Was that San Francisco or was that something else?
No, it was.
Was that not Sketchfest? Maybe it wasn't.
I thought the first one I did was at that like Wolfpack Theater, whatever that one was in
Oh,
Santa
that's what it
Monica.
was.
It was. And then you did the other one later. Yeah, that's
Joe
it.
Wengert came on and did characters, and there was all kinds of shit going on where I was just like, guys, I'm back. Guys, comedy friends, comedy feelings.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
It was.
Now I'm sad.
Karen, can we
now?
let's get back to the interview.
Good. I agree.
No, it's great. It's really great getting to know you like this. But what kind of work environment do you like best?
I guess a cave.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
Do you like a little cavernous space?
I do like you know what's funny? If I'm actually really working, and when I think of that, it's usually writing or something laptop based where I'm just kind of like focused in. My favorite thing is I know that I'm kind of like in the flow. Please forgive me for using that term, but like I'm in it when everything, like all the lights go down, the sun goes down, everything gets dark, and I'm just like in the computer. That's my favorite feeling of like actual kind of creative, like the creative thing is happening and I'm in that trance and I don't really know how much time has passed. So yeah, I think if it's small and warm and there's like some carpet and it's not too, like I cannot stand fluorescent lights. They make me ill. So yeah, I think like warmth, earth tones are nice. Smallness is nice. And I do like quiet for being a loud person. You know, there's so many contradictions in me, which I think is one of the more fascinating things about me. I'm still doing the character. Still trying to do the character.
No, we're coming in and out. It's perfect.
Do you write with silence or do you write with like white noise or classical music or something?
Sometimes I do classical music, but then if you get like, I'll try to do some kind of like a, you know, sleepy time playlist type of thing. Because if you get into the wrong classical music, it's like suddenly you're like, oh, I better turn this in. And like you realize you're panicking because you're just acting along to the soundtrack in your head. So I try to do, like the other day I had something to do and I found a spa playlist on Apple Music. And it was hilarious because there was it was like that, you know, those kind of weird, it sounds like just general keyboard noises where it's like, whatever, where there's nothing to focus on or distract you, but it's kind of definitely filling the space. So things like that. But that or just nothing.
I have to have that too. I can have like some shitty TV going on in the background, but I cannot.
Really? When you're writing, you can have TV on?
Not writing, no. If I'm doing graphics work and stuff like that. No, writing is for sure. I can't have any other words like around me.
Yeah, no. Correct. Yeah, same.
Yeah. I think in a perfect world, I'd have a theremin player that just played.
But that's just all for all your Halloween scripts.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just a little spooky all the time. This is Gustav, my theremin player.
Yeah, that's good. If you're just playing Halloween haunted house noises.
It's my favorite
random slamming and stuff. Yeah,
that's my favorite.
Can I recommend to you guys? I have this app called Ohm Writer. This is like a legit recommendation. And it's like $4 or $5, but it plays like pretty music and it takes up your full screen with your word processor so you can't see anything else. Oh. And the sexiest part about it is when you type, it makes like an exaggerating typey sound. It's so nice.
It does sound the music with it sounds like something you'd like, Karen, because it does have that kind of like, it's kind of that like flowy like womb noise or whatever.
Yes. Almost like if it's filling up it like the feeling of you having your ears filled up, so then you're not it just like it's the opposite of a TV on where you'd be distracted and start concentrating on something else. It's like you can't concentrate on anything else. I love that feeling.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like putting like one of those dog cones around your brain.
Yeah.
Ohm Writer. Okay. I like it.
I started getting into, I went to like one sound bath or whatever before all this shit happened.
Love a sound bath.
They're so good for that. And I'm going to Joshua Tree in a few weeks. And I was like, man, I would love to do that, but COVID is too crazy. So I'm like at that point where it's like, all right, you going to invest in a crystal bowl or like what's about to happen?
Wait, Barb, will you explain to me what a sound bath is? Just because I'm not totally positive.
So it sounds like something you would like. It's in a lot of those spa playlists and stuff, but it's like a crystal bowl that they kind of, I don't know what they're using to make the sound, but they do move something around it, various ones, and they all have different tones, and they kind of fill up the room. But if you're in person, it like makes your body vibrate. It's really crazy.
Ooh.
It kind of sounds like if a wind chime was really high.
Yeah, on drugs.
Like, yeah. Just like that really like whoa, 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 whoa sound kind of.
Okay, I think I think I know what you mean.
Yeah, and it's like this is really like hippy dippy, but like you can like YouTube sound baths and those are cool too. But like when you do them in person, you can feel the vibration of the sound in your body.
Ooh.
Yeah,
it's
really
cool. The last time I did, I really felt like I was like floating afterwards. It was pretty crazy.
That's very cool.
I went to one in Vegas like 2 years ago because I was performing at Punk Rock Bowling. And like I was there for 4 days and it was just like a festival, all day festival thing. And like the third day I woke up and I was like, I need to be in a quiet place that isn't in the sun. And then I found like a weird, way off strip, like hippie shop that was doing sound baths that day. And then I just like took a nap underneath of a brass pyramid. And
Oh my God, that's a perfect Vegas fix up.
It fixed
Everybody say, what's your favorite public nap you've ever taken?
This is an interview question, Karen.
Okay. All right.
I did fall asleep in a bowling alley once, and that felt good.
That's
Ooh, yeah, that's
very
nice.
loud. That's like you being an infant where like loud noises actually make you fall asleep.
They kind of do. I can definitely I can go out hard if I need to.
Why did you fall asleep in a bowling alley?
I don't remember. I just remember the sensation of being like, "This is weird," and falling asleep. I don't.
This is weird. I'm leaving. Duh. And then you just put your head down.
I have zero other context than I know it was at a bowling alley.
God, I'm trying to think because I'm the same way where I can sleep whenever I want, and if I'm tired, I just go to sleep, and I kind of don't have a ton of control over it. It's like so I've definitely slept in. Like I've slept through so many like movies at the New Art kind of thing where I'm just like, well, I wish I was smart enough to, like that kind of done that a lot. God.
I mean, beach nap is for sure. I think my favorite.
A beach nap is
my
great.
favorite nap of
That
all
is
time is a
nice.
beach nap.
Except
Yeah.
for I'm very much fear sunburn, and that is like within 20 minutes I will be like have to be rushed to the hospital for melanoma.
Yeah,
You just got to get a pop-up thing. You got to get a little shade.
True. Okay, that's solved. Now you're going to get
what
the
we're
job
here to
instead of
do.
me because that was such a good idea. I think the one that I enjoy the most is when you fall asleep during a massage.
Oh, yeah.
That's the greatest. Like you get past the point where like, oh, I'm so sore or whatever the reason was that I booked this massage. And then you get to the point where you kind of like, it's the person putting their hand on your back and going like, okay, that's it. You can get dressed. And you're like, what? That hasn't been like, that's my favorite because, then then I
You
actually
actually relaxed. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've scheduled some relaxation and actually done it.
Yeah. I did a float tank once and I don't know if I fell asleep or not, but I also don't know if I was awake.
Whoa, you officially lost time. I think you got abducted.
That's the goal. That's the
Probably.
goal.
Did you have your wallet at the end?
Your jewelry?
There was nothing in it, so
You spent it all in the float tank.
yeah, basically.
I don't know if this is my favorite public nap, but it's my most memorable. When I was in high school, I used to take classes at the junior college, like after school and in the summer and stuff. And I was so tired studying for finals that I fell asleep on, whatever piece of grass, the quad or whatever. And I woke up because that junior college was doing a production of The Crucible. and several several cast members were dressed as pilgrims in the quad to like promote the show. So I like woke up in the middle of the sunlight in public to a bunch of pilgrims swarming around me.
Did you think you time traveled for like half a second? We were like, oh shit.
It was so disorienting because I already was like sleeping in broad sunlight and then to have pilgrims in the mix. It was a lot.
One year, we went to Disneyland for like senior all night Disneyland bullshit that I already don't like most of what I just was talking about. And it was like you get there at 11 and you leave at 6 in the morning or some insane shit like that.
Yeah, we did that too. Yeah.
Grad
Loved
night,
it.
I guess, or whatever they call
Grad
it.
night, yeah.
And at around like 1:30 a.m., I was just like, well, I'm going to sleep on this bench because I'm not like we've walked all around. I've already been here several times. Like this isn't new or fresh. All these like packs of seniors are walking around. Like I don't know if people were expected to like socialize. I don't know what the fucking point was, but I was just like, this sucks. And I laid down and went to sleep. And I remember there was a couple of people that walked by and be like, oh, that's really fun. Or I'd be like, compared to what? I'm not going to pretend like I like big mice. Like, what are you talking about? This is stupid.
Karen, as someone
So
who went to
mad.
I went to that same grad night at Disneyland, and here's what you did wrong. Here's what you didn't do. Drugs.
Cocaine.
Because because I did ecstasy that night, and it was truly one of the happiest nights of my life. Like, there's nothing like being on hard drugs on the Peter Pan ride. Nothing.
Oh shit, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Damn it. I just took it at face value like a goddamn idiot. But that's the good thing about that is I am in an interview right now and I don't do drugs.
Oh, that's a great point.
Hey,
I love
tell
when
the
the
boss.
interviewer says, you know what
Yes.
you didn't do. Wait, we were talking about the float tank. Did we ever talk about that update we got from the girl who runs one or not?
Oh no, we didn't.
What was the update?
We should.
Hold on.
Where is that?
Let me find it real quick.
Is it
Oh,
bad
man.
news about
No,
floating?
no,
Is it?
We had been wondering about if a guy jizzes in the float tank, if they can tell.
We had a little
Not in the
inquiry.
white ones.
But there's someone who runs them somewhere, and she had let us know.
I mean, they must drain them, right? At
They have to clean them.
They have to.
No, they do, but she said it's very obvious, basically, when it happens, and that.
Yeah, it's a different. It's like oil and water.
Yeah.
Not to put too fine of a point on it, but
She basically said, "Yeah, it's very easy to tell." Oh yeah, did you find it?
here it is. Okay, hi, love y'all, but couldn't help but mention I own a float tank in Louisville, Kentucky. Weightless KY, in case you ladies live in Louisville. Fun float tank, tank fact. Jizz is not water soluble, so it's easy to spot. Dudes who decide to ignore our liability waiver and $500 cleaning fee are immediately shamed, tarred, and feathered on the way out the door.
Nice.
Come to Louisville and we'll give you the VIP treatment. So,
Okay, so
yes.
just say we
Anyway,
solved that
now we know.
problem. Now we know.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
just
you
for
don't have to
the
worry
listener
about
out
that.
there. Yeah.
So I'd say we can put a pin in that for later.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll hit up that float tank when we're allowed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question. You know, we always like to end with this. What questions do you have for us?
Oh, yeah. First of all, what's your pension plan look like?
Oh.
We give out free pens, and that's it.
Yeah.
So this is a pun-based company. Okay, well, that's a huge bummer for me.
Yeah. I mean, it's the gig economy.
Yeah. Okay. Pension plan. Here's our pension plan.
It was bad. I will
perfect.
say, what's his oh my God, what's his fucking name? He's a singer.
Eddie Rabbit.
Play.
Whatever. He has. You guys all said someone different. He has that song, 24 Karat. What the fuck? is his
Kanye
name?
West.
Oh my
Bruno
God.
Mars?
Bruno Mars, thank you. He has a really bad pun in one of his songs where he says, like, why don't you come to the penthouse? That's where I keep my pens. So I'm just saying, wasn't as
Oh,
bad
so
as that.
you stole the joke from.
You
I
stole
told the
from
joke
Bruno
and
Mars?
it was worse. And it took me too long to figure out who he was, so it really.
All right. Well, we're gonna figure out Barbara's punishment. We'll be right back.
Hey, everybody, we're back on Lady to Lady. I'm Babs.
I'm Brandy.
I'm Tess.
And we're here with Karen.
Hey.
Hey, okay. We're going to do a lady problem. Let's do the theme song, and then we're actually going to do one. Oh, we've got like 3 different themes to play now, I'm realizing.
Wow. This is gonna be a real theme train.
Let's do it.
Lady problems. Lady
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
problems.
We pretty much say the words over and over again. Those are our songs.
Do you have them? Lady problems. Do you have them?
Love it.
Have them.
It's like a horror movie.
Yeah.
People have them.
So we started doing voicemail. You know, we're doing some from voicemails now, and this is our very first one from voicemail. I'm gonna let me. Oh, it won't let me do it because it's too long. Hold on. Let me paste it in the chat too because it's kind of a long one to like listen to.
Sweet. Yeah, and if you want to email us Lady Problems, you can email anything to us at ladytoladycomedy@gmail.com.
If you want to give us a call, just so you guys know, here's the number: 323 6 but 30.
6 but 30 somewhere.
That is 323 6 but 30. Give us a call.
This is the first time I've heard it.
The 6 but 30 B-U-T-T.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
6
yeah.
BUTT30.
That's our phone number.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pretty happy about that.
Yeah, everybody, if you're listening, pop it in your phone. Hey, just
Yeah.
send us a voicemail whenever you're out and something crazy happens.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a lady problem. It could also just be like a check-in, whatever you want. We're going to be using the third segment to kind of, you know, play those and all that stuff. So yeah, here we go.
Hi, ladies. Lauren Vino, friend of the pod here, calling with, I don't know if it's a problem or nightmare or what, but I got caught creeping on someone's LinkedIn. I got rejected by a dude I'd never met, just passively swiping in quarantine, but I took it harder than I should have and was just looking for clues on his Instagram of, like, why I shouldn't put him on a pedestal, which was what I was doing when he rejected me. And I quickly found a very prominently featured ex-girlfriend who was tagged, who had a public profile on Instagram, and you could see very easily without doing a deep dive that they liked pretty much everything each other posted recently, which is a lot for exes who are even friends, in my opinion. And it helped me spin this narrative of, like, he's not available. This wasn't a thing. You're fine kind of thing. But all of her pictures are of her Labradoodle. And all of his pictures of her tags were like, her face was like weirdly obscured, like a child of a celebrity. It was very strange. So I get in this rabbit hole of, like, what does she look like? And I go to his Facebook profile because I don't have her full name. And she's tagged in a profile picture pretty not far back. Again, not a deep dive. I go to her profile, more Labradoodle. But I have her name. I Google it. I go to images. I click on a headshot. It's her LinkedIn. I see what she looks like. It's fine. She's attractive. We don't look alike. She's not my evil twin. I can move on with my life. And I don't feel good about this. But at the odds of me getting caught, I feel like are slim. And then I get caught. He texts me the next day before coffee with a screenshot of her texting him, me looking at her profile. And he's like, is this something I need to worry about? She's been stalked before. Blah. And I apologize and own up to it. But, like, how did she know without creeping on me, too, and noticing that I'd followed him for a week and liked a few things? I'm pretty sure she's just as guilty as me, right? And also, like, how do you guys come back from something like this? Because this whole thing just really rocked my sense of self and was just, like, a huge shit show. Like, is this me? Is this just a lesson of not creeping? How would you guys take all of this? Because I don't know. Thank you. Love you guys.
Oh my God.
The roller coaster of emotions that this took me on.
My upper back is so clenched right now for the stress of what she went through and put herself through.
Because you just never think you're going to get caught doing something like that. Like, we've all I've gone down so many rabbernet holes.
That's what it is. It's a rubber net hole.
It is a rubber net hole at the end of the day.
Yeah, and it's, you know, that's what you do. It's easy, it's accessible, it's there, and you don't think you're gonna get texted a screenshot that you looked at someone's LinkedIn account.
That's the part that I get like a visceral pit in my stomach is when she got the text with the screenshot.
But can somebody clarify? This was a guy she was about to go meet for coffee. It was someone she was kind of starting to see a tiny bit, and this was his ex. So she was just going like, oh, is this something I have to worry about? And having a private, stalker area, but just in a kind of like, or was it always already over with this guy?
It was already over. She had been like seeing this guy for a couple weeks, nothing major.
Okay.
Broke it off. And then, and in my opinion, she was well within the normal stalking time period.
Yes, for sure. Especially after a breakup or after a kind of this isn't working out.
Right.
Exactly.
Like she said, she still liked him. She had put him on a pedestal, and it's kind of, she was like looking through his stuff. And I think that's normal to see this. And then especially if she saw, oh, they've interacted a bunch, like I shouldn't,
Who is this person?
Yeah. I don't
for
think
answers.
it's that weird.
Yeah.
But
Here's my question. So I don't understand how. So LinkedIn will show you who looks at your profile.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a good fact for
Yes.
everyone to know.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think I feel so bad that Lauren went through this, but I think it's important that this information is out there for everyone.
Entirely.
But you have to have LinkedIn Pro to see it, right? Or can you see anybody who looks at your profile?
I think you can see I think you get sent a notification when someone looks at your profile on plain old LinkedIn, because I remember doing it after I did a show one time, and one of the producers of the show, I just was like, oh, I wonder what else that guy's worked on. And then, did it. And then like a day later, someone was like, oh yeah, they get notifications. And I was just like, what? And it was like, I've never even gone near LinkedIn again. Cause it is it's that, first of all, social media was invented so we can all stalk each other. That we know that. So even acting like, is it me? Am I weird? No, it's the only reason people are on social media. Married, 80 years old, doesn't matter. Everyone's stalking everybody. That's what you're there for.
It's just not fair because LinkedIn, it's like as though you're being told someone's looking at your IMDb page. It's a fucking
what's
professional service.
What's the purpose of that? Just to be like, oh, they looked at me, so I should follow up with them?
Yeah, that's what's
maybe.
creepy about it. It's like, what are you gonna? It's like a creepy guy finding seeing a girl on Tinder and then finding her Instagram. You don't want them messaging you there. You don't want to be like, hey, I saw you looking at me. Can I have a job? That's not
right.
Oh God, imagine.
It was clearly set up by someone who maybe is on the spectrum a tad or doesn't get interacting in a way where it's like, no one would want that to happen. So that should not be a feature. That should be a bug, and you should fix it and get rid of it. And also you should absolutely warn people that this is going to happen, because it would keep people from just casually going, oh, where's that one guy that was in my French class in high school? I wonder what he's doing for a living these days.
Totally. Which, like, it's a pandemic. We've looked at all the French guys from high school.
Yeah. Well, and also, like, at that point, the internet puts you in kind of a fugue state. So you don't even realize until after you're already on high school French guy's page how you got there.
Yes.
It's like how sometimes you don't remember driving home from places. It's like you're in a...
Yeah, it's true. That's really true.
Well, and also sometimes if you have like an inquisitive mind too, sometimes I'll see how far down the hole I can get, not to do anything, but just to like, it's exciting just to be a little tiny PI and just be like, ooh, look how resourceful and like out of the box I'm thinking right now and finding all this stuff. Like, I don't know, it's just kind of a fun game.
Yeah. It's kind of just satisfying whatever curiosity comes up as you are sitting around, also watching a Netflix series, also doing this, also doing that. But I think the extreme shame piece, which I'm totally relating to, is that idea that someone said, no, thanks, not interested. And then she got caught continuing to be interested, which no one wants to be. Yeah. No one wants to be revealed as having been. But guess what? It's the truth. Like, if you're the breakup then oftentimes you're left with this leftover, oh, but I was kind of still interested in this. I think we should circle around, though, to talk about who in the fuck sees somebody checking their LinkedIn and then is sending a picture to her ex to be like,
Thank you.
Can you get this girl away from me? Where it's like, you know what? You guys need to go off together to a sandals resort.
Yeah,
and
him and your labradoodle
Just
need
go
to take...
fucking have a giant family of labradoodles in Barbados or some shit. We don't need you here,
No.
and we certainly don't need you on LinkedIn. And yeah, absolutely, because I feel like that woman really violated like girl code. You know what I mean? 'Cause,
Absolutely.
Like, she obviously surmised that was going on. It was over between Lauren and this guy. So like, why even send even if you saw that, No need to send that screenshot.
Also,
No.
if I were Lauren, I would text back. It's not a problem on my end, but it looks like you're about to get back together with a total fucking psycho. Enjoy your life. Enjoy. Enjoy.
I think this is what she should do. She should just be like, actually, I was interested in hiring her for this position. Just say you were using it for professional
I have
purposes.
some pins. I have some pins that she could have made a nice returement with.
Yeah, exactly. Do you see this ballpoint? I think she would be interested. Thank
She
you.
no longer is qualified for this pen that I had for her.
So I'm looking at it. So you have to pay. You do have to pay to see who's seen you, and you have to pay to lurk other people privately, and to not let anyone see that, and to see who's been looking at you.
No.
So
Goodbye,
it's obviously
LinkedIn.
just them trying to get paid for shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like any of this. I
So
don't like any of
are
this.
you telling me that LinkedIn is blackmailing us?
Yeah. Just for having feelings and interests in others.
It's no good.
I've been, I don't know why, but this newest phase of quarantine has made me very oddly obsessed, like hour to hour with my horoscope. Like in a way
Yeah.
where I feel like I need to keep on checking it. Like, well, what about nighttime of this day? It's very strange. But one of the things that I've picked up on that other people say that I absolutely love is that rejection is your protection. Have you heard people say that? Where it's this,
No, but I like that.
It's like this idea that like, don't get too caught up in this. It's very easy to go in microscopically and be like, what did he say? What did he do? Where's the text? These mistakes or whatever. Overall, my words to Lauren would just be pull back a little bit and know that this guy, like, you can judge him based on his exes. She seems crazy. He's probably way crazier than you even know. And this whole event, yes, you got your hand burned on this stove, but you never wanted to be anywhere near this stove in the first place. It's a really bad stove.
Yeah, really.
Get
bad
out of the
stove.
kitchen, Lauren. Get out of the
Girl.
kitchen.
No, not where your place is. Yeah, I mean that's like definitely her stirring some shit for sure. Like it's one thing if she pops up like 5 or 6 times, but like one time look is normal for anybody.
Yeah, and also again, that means that she was also looking at Lauren's shit. So
Yes,
fair
entirely.
game.
She's
exactly.
Who is hunting and who's the
and
hunted?
Lauren's not hiding behind any fucking labradoodles. All right, so
Yeah, her face is on full display. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
So-
right.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to shout out to the detail of saying that all of her pictures were weirdly obscured, like the child of a celebrity is a perfect detail that we all got. And just kudos, Lauren. You're
Hilarious.
gonna
That
do
was
great.
that was
because
beautiful.
it was beautiful.
I really love the idea that you guys are doing voicemails because it's one thing to read an email, but when someone gets to talk about their shame or their whatever in their own voice, I just love it. And it makes me empathize so much more. We've all been there, humiliating yourself, faving something that's 8 years old on Twitter, doing that deep dive shit, everything. Just welcome to the brotherhood of man because this
my
is
God.
everyone's done it and everyone has done it very badly.
I'll get into I did it very recently. I'm just
Oh
gonna
yeah,
say
you
it.
had an incident recently.
I had an incident.
yeah.
I had an incident. I had to reply. I had to give some like criticism that made me feel a little weird to give because it was one of those things where I felt like I'd been sent something I need to give feedback on, but it was so bad what was sent to me. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, why do I even have to comment on this? So anyway, I had to like figure out how to say it as nicely as I could, right? So I wrote the email like 5 times and was like, and kept going back. Okay, I'll wait over the weekend. All right, I'll send it. And then I sent it. And then, of course, you go back a few minutes later and you read it. And I read it and I was like, okay, I think I did pretty good. And then I had pasted some images, and then below those images was my old draft of the last more harsh version of the email was underneath.
Yeah, I've done this.
You have?
Yes. The first and last time I wrote an email to someone that was like a fighting email where it was like somebody did something and I was really mad and then they sent me an email of like, look, I'm sorry, but, and I hit reply and started responding and then I kept rewriting. And at one point, I had basically done a full vitriol pass and then I was lightening it up and I was halfway through, I was almost done, but the back half was not nice. And I hit like return to go to the next paragraph and fucking sent it. And then ring, here comes a phone call of like, what the fuck? And I was just like, but the good thing was we ended up getting to a place where we could actually talk, and for stuff like that, you should just be talking on the phone anyway. But it was the kind of thing where I was like, don't ever, you draft that in Word, you get out of email entirely. Like, I don't know how I didn't know that.
That sounds worse than mine. So I feel, okay, that sounds worse than mine was.
You have to draft that in email. You have to learn from yourself and your friends. Like now, whenever I'm really gossiping, I'll put my phone on airplane mode. Because
I'm going to do a side version of this, and this is someone else's story. I won't say her name. I think she would be fine with us saying it. You know her and love her too. But one time there was a guy she went out with, and it was like a Tinder date or whatever, and then the date was over, like it had just ended, and she took a picture of his profile picture and sent it to her friend and was just like, dude, this guy was just so fucking hot and blah blah blah, and she sent it to him.
Yeah,
She
I knew it was coming.
Yeah, she sent it right to fucking him, and then was just staring at her phone like, oh, I really was excited about this guy, and this is officially over right this second. Like, she never heard from him again.
That's bullshit though.
Yeah, you'd think it would be like a nice compliment, but
What a high compliment. Yeah. I would think
but you
so.
know what? I think maybe that's he's just not that into you moment, right? Because that wouldn't he have?
Yeah, of course.
But you don't want that news that fast. You want to be able to for 48 hours be like, what if me and that guy or whatever, and then slowly get ghosted. That's what we're all.
I know. Well, then after you had someone call you right after you did that email thing, but I had to make I was like, okay, do I write back and be like, hey, sorry, that was I messed up, or do I just leave? I just left it because I was like, there's no coming back from this.
You have to stand by it. You have to pretend
You
like
can't
you
double
meant to
down.
do it.
Yeah, because anything you do is only going to make it worse. It's like when you try to fix your own manicure, you're just going to fuck it up.
It's it becomes like that painting where like they're trying to redo it and it just becomes the horrible version of the face.
The melty Jesus.
Melty
Remember
Jesus,
the melty?
Yeah, it just looks like a Rolo eventually. You're just like
exactly.
smooth chocolate. Yeah.
Everybody makes mistakes, everybody.
Ooh, I actually also want to let the listener know, I know this for a fact, SoundCloud, certain SoundCloud accounts, if you listen to songs, will let the person that put them up know that you have been listening by your email address if you are logged in at the same time. So keep that in mind.
I think that's okay, right? Because that's just like music.
It depends how creepy you're being. I mean, I think.
What if there's a song written about you and you're not together anymore, and it's 3 a.m. You don't want that email to go out.
Or if
that's true.
If you're super into a song and then you listen to it 72 times in a row, like that's
Exactly.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So just keep it in mind for everybody in the future. It's not like
These
that's
are
happened
great tips.
at
We have a
all.
lot of good tips
Yeah.
on this episode.
Yes, letting everybody know.
God, there's so many ways to humiliate yourself these days.
Don't
So
jizz
many.
in the float tank. Don't creep on LinkedIn. Don't creep on SoundCloud.
The most creepy thing I've ever done is when my play was in New York, I was like seeing a guy at the time, not like barely seeing him, but like, into him. And I went on my phone on Facebook to like promote my play to get people to come see it. Hit send. I had accidentally posted on his wall a promotion for my play for everyone to come see.
Aww.
I feel like I've almost done that many times where I've been, especially searching on Facebook when you're like trying to like stalk someone and like almost posted the name or something.
Well, when Facebook first came out, there was a day where I was going back and forth with this guy that I went to high school with, who I adore and is still a good friend of mine. And my other friend texted me and goes, and this friend is like a married man, you know, that like we hadn't seen each other in a long time, but it was like that Facebook like da-da-da and da-da-da and going back and forth. And on my wall, there was lots of other things and people talking. On his wall, it was all me. It literally was like 25 messages from me. And my friend texted me and goes, your Facebook messages are like red lipstick written in a mirror. And I was like, wait, what? And then I looked at it and was like, oh my God, I'm just old enough. Like, I don't understand a lot of social media. This was, you know, like 10 years ago or whatever. And I was just like, I got to get off. Like, I can't be using this half knowing how it actually works and looks.
Right. That's right.
Humiliating.
The only okay version of that is like the old people who leave review, like to leave weird messages on Sizzler Facebook page and stuff. That's where you're like, all right, this is good. That's the only version any of us want.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think I might just need to get all the way off the train because I'm in the same boat as you, Karen. Like, I don't care for it. I'm not good at it. I'm mostly just embarrassing myself. And like, I'm not going to learn how to TikTok. I don't even know if that's how you say it. And
it's for the children. It's not for, like, you have to, every new thing that comes out, you have to go, oh, I'm this much older. I'm an entire generation away. Like, my niece sends me TikTok she does, and I don't know how to stop them when they're over. Like, it'll just start again, or it'll go into like the next TikTok that's waiting, and I'm like, God damn it. Like, the next, it's like my niece dancing and being cute, and then immediately a TikTok starts where a girl is crying into her phone, where I'm like, I don't want to fucking watch some teenage girl crying and talking. It's so infuriating. And I'm like, now I'm this person that just like, can you turn this VCR off?
yeah, I'm like my mom who's like, Teresa, I don't have Google Maps on this computer. Okay.
yeah.
That's what the beautiful evolution of this show, okay? The lady, before we got to Exactly Right, this was like our, you know, we're our late 20s and we're just like getting fucked up and figuring it out. And now we're ants who don't know how to do shit. And that's good. We're just accepting it.
Oh, welcome, guys. Welcome to the Ants Club. I've been here for a while.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. We enjoy this phase.
good. I'd love to be
We're
ants.
proud ants.
And the embarrassment is fun too. I think that's another thing Lauren has to remember is it's painful now. In 3 weeks, this will be the funniest story you have to tell.
Oh, yeah. It's already hilarious.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So-
it's real good. Guys, I can't tell you enough how, especially being one of the first podcasts that I ever really like interacted with when I came back to comedy, which was such a very difficult, vulnerable, and I'll just say it, horrifying time in my life. And you guys, meeting you, watching you do what you do was really inspiring. It was really welcoming. I felt like I got let in the side door of like your comedy scene, which I didn't expect. I was like, I'm going to do this by myself as the old lady. And so it means the world to me that now you guys get to be on my podcast network. It's like, it took a long time. Fucking paperwork sucks, but ultimately I'm so happy you're here.
Yeah. Shout out to all the LinkedIn profiles that got us to this point. That's how I refer to lawyers.
We're really excited. And
It's going to be great.
This is a good time.
Hell yeah.
Yay. So, Stitcher Premium and Patreon peeps, we're going to go do the Beef of the Week, which is our new bonus segment that comes out on Fridays where we kind of talk about our complaint of the week. It's like 10-15 minutes usually. So if you want to check out what that is, we have all the information on our shit. Go find it somewhere.
Yeah. You'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out. You're good at the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're proud of you. Welcome. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Can't get enough of us? Subscribe to our Patreon for exclusive bonus content, access to our first 100 episodes, and more. Go to patreon.com/ladytolady now to sign up. As little as $1 a month keeps a roof over the glam cave and keeps you laughing, even when your coworkers stare. That's patreon.com/ladytolady.
And don't forget to follow us on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Lady to Lady Comedy.
Join our Facebook group, Lady to Lady Podcasts, to chat with other fans about episodes, or even post your own lady problems. Check out our website, ladytoladycomedy.com, for show notes, videos, and merch.
And follow our individual accounts, Babs Gray, Brandazzle, and Testify Barker, for jokes and info and where you can see us perform live. And if you want to send us snacks, stickers, or a lock of your own hair, I don't know, whatever, our P.O. Box is 412-794, Los Angeles, California, 90041. And please, leave us a review on iTunes, but only if you like us.
We love you.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.